Namaste. This is the gentle flow for this week. And I just left Unity out here in Mount Juliet. I taught a workshop on yin and yoga nidra, and I based it on the concept of letting go. I like to call that combination the fine art of letting go. And it's the first time I had done this workshop in that particular studio. And what I was trying to convey to everyone through this idea of letting go, that if we're choosing to let something go, or if we're um, knowing that we need to let something go, it takes awareness, it takes commitment, it takes patience, it takes courage. It also takes a level of acceptance, because lots of times where we're resisting change or resisting letting something go, then we're just holding on. We're still grappled by whatever that may be. Um, so, in order to create a sense of freedom for yourself, it's important to let go. Letting go can be scary, letting go can be painful, because change is often unsettling. We start to move into terrain of uncertainty and things that are unfamiliar. We're going into uncharted waters. But this past year, hopefully, you've been learning how to adapt and to flow with some of the changes that have been happening. And I know energetically and astrologically, there's a lot hitting us right now. I was talking to a friend yesterday on the phone, and she said, 2020 was hard, but 2021 seems even harder to a certain degree. And I don't know about you, but I've been having light bulb moment after light bulb moment, things coming on in my state of mental awareness that I haven't noticed before. And I was listening to a couple people yesterday that are on YouTube and do podcasts, and they do it on social media forums as well. But they're very intuitive, and they channel the energy, and they kind of give us um, thoughts about how to navigate it. And in this conversation between this male and female, they were talking about, with the month of May, we're going to be facing choices. We're always facing choices, but they said a big choice is going to be coming our way. And we need to pay attention to see if we're going to stay, secure at the harbor, or if we're going to release the ship and start to move into those uncharted waters and start to explore maybe something that's more unknown. And I love that analogy. And they were saying, when you're letting something go and you're making a bold, courageous choice to maybe try something new, or to create a new direction for yourself, or maybe you're discovering a new purpose for yourself. Maybe one chapter has ended and now there's these new beginnings that are awaiting you. And maybe you have these other opportunities that are being presented, and you're being faced with that choice of, should I stay where I'm at, keep doing what I'm doing, or should I, you know, try something completely new and out of the box? They were saying we typically tend to rely on our higher self and our intuition. And they were also saying we tend to trust and surrender to the universe, into what we're noticing and what we're paying attention to. But they said, how about for the month of May, trying to lean into your future self? And I thought that was fascinating, because time, we tend to look at as being linear. Okay, that was in the past. Now we're in the present. Oh, that's going to happen in the future. But if you really listen to spiritual teachers, if you read really insightful books, if you are a student of science, you discover that time is not linear, that the past and the present and the future are all happening at the same time. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to the human mind, especially if you try to sit and think about it. When I have sat with this idea, I can literally blow my mind and kind of go down a rabbit hole. So I have to kind of break out of it. With time not being linear, though, you can see how you could lean into your future self, that future self being connected to your intuition and trying to guide you um, along a certain path. So that's what I want you to consider when we're surrendering and letting go in certain postures today. Can you be inquisitive? Can you be introspective? Can you tap in to your future self? Just like we trust and surrender to the universe and trust that the universe has our back, we're trusting that God knows what's best for us, and we're trying to go that direction. It's no different than that, really. It's just another way, another kind of perceptive way of looking at this. So, what do we need to let go of? Is it grudges? Is it bitterness? Is it people that have maybe done us wrong? Or is it an unhealthy or toxic type of relationship? Is it circumstance? Is it something that maybe we've attached to? Is it something that we're trying to avert away from? Is it desires? Is it expectations that we put on ourselves or others? So you can come up with what it is that you need to let go, and you can also lean into your future self to see if you can gain any guidance. All right, I will meet you on the mat. So when you come to sit on your mat, find a comfortable position and allow the arms to take residence on your lap somewhere, where your elbows can slightly bend. Close the eyes and start to manage your breath. And breathe in and out fully and deeply through the nose. Find a rhythm with your breath. And we're going to create some mindful movement to coordinate with it. So feel free to open the eyes. We're going to inhale, circle the arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the hands down to the heart. We're going to reverse that. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, let the arms spray down. Inhale, arms circle up. Exhale, recenter, hands to heart. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, the arms fan out. Again, inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, hands come down your center. Inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, the arms spray to the sides. One more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. This is more of a breathing exercise. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms release down. Inhale, take the left arm skyward. Exhale, curve over. Inhale, build up. Exhale, come back down to the same side. Inhale, arm and spine up. Exhale, curve it over. And then circle that arm in front of you, back behind you, overhead, and back down. We're going to do this a couple more rounds. And then lift your way up to sit. When you lift your way up to sit, you may feel slightly off kilter here. So let's match that up. Inhale, lifting the left arm or right arm. Exhale, curve to that side. Inhale, rising back to the top. Exhale, take it over. One more. And then we're going to start to circle that right arm. The inhale takes it up. And the exhale takes it down and around. One more. And inhale back to the top. We're going to start to rotate the wrist. Continue to rotate the wrist. And at the same time, sailing the arms slowly upward. And then lace the fingers together, pump the palms skyward, curve to one side. Inhale to the top and exhale, cast to the other side. Inhale back to the top, release your hands, circle the wrist the other way, and slowly fan the arms back down. All right, once you get the arms down, inhale, circle the shoulders up towards the ears, exhale down and back, and do that on repeat. Keeping the shoulders drawn back, exhale, bow the head, chin to chest. Inhale, simple neck movements. Open up your throat, look straight up. And exhale, sink the chin back to the chest. A few more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Continue. Inhale, head up. Inhale, turn the head to one side. Exhale, rotate to the other. Inhale, looking across one shoulder. Exhaling to the other. Continue. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, drip one ear down towards the shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, spill to the other shoulder. And again, this is our new flow of movement. Inhale, head tilts up. Exhale, drop to one side. Inhale up. Exhale to the other. Bring the head up, hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer position at your heart. As you inhale, you're going to open your arms, but you're also driving your chest forward, shoulders back, And as you exhale, hands to heart, scooping through the belly, slightly round the back. It's almost like a cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale. Continue. Simple, gentle movement. Last one. Inhale, straighten the vertebrae. Release the hands, come away from the bolster. Move. Come to tabletop position. From tabletop position, walk your hands out in front of you, enough so that you can dangle the head between the arms for puppy. Solidify your shins, tops of the feet to the ground, along with your palms. From puppy pose, slide your left forearm under your face, extend your right arm, and dip into your low back. Have melting heart. Now, this is going to be one of the poses where we surrender and we can be contemplative about something that we may be guided to let go of. You know, those little thoughts that may be percolating in your mind concerning a particular circumstance, situation, relationship. What's been cropping up? And are you doubting that guidance? Are you doubting your inner voice? Or are you trying to stay open and listen? You know, if it's not steeped in fear, then it's worthy of your attention. Those whispers eventually become loud noise. And sometimes that loud noise turns into force, driving us out or away from something. So why waste the time? Why be in that state of wonderment? Curious. Have the courage, be committed. Most of all, have patience with yourself through the transition. Your next inhalation, let's take the hands back into table. We're going to take the left forearm out, cross the right forearm in front of the chest, and take half melting heart to the other side. So we are sinking through the belly, melting through the heart, and kind of dragging into the left shoulder a little bit. It's not meant to be painful, so if there's any strain or pain, then you may want props. This is good for the heart and lung meridians. I may have told you guys already, but I've been seeing Anne, who does AccuDetox, to help with my hormones and my menopause right now. And it has been helping. But the last time I went, she needled the lung point, and I immediately started to shed just a river of tears. And she pulled the needle out and eventually put it back in. And she was like, "You're really grieving something. You need to just release it, let it flow." My point in telling you that is, that grief stemmed from the studio closing and everything that came with it. And I'm not feeling it on the surface level, but I'm always telling you guys the body keeps the score, the body holds memory. And so, even if we think we've navigated the waters and we've gotten to the other side, there may still be some residuals that still need to be faced and released. That's what was happening with me, even though it was a year ago. The body holds it. With your next in breath, let's go ahead and slide the hands back, prop back up. We're going to flip the left palm open and move into thread the needle pose. Pushing lightly through the right hand, so we're opening up the back of the heart, the back of the left lung. Inhale, let's come back up. And we'll flip the right hand, we'll thread it under the left. You're dropping down towards your ear, side of your face. You can be active or passive in your approach with this. Inhale, slowly come up. Step your hands just a baby step beyond your shoulders, curl your toes, launch into downward facing dog. When you come into downward facing dog, we haven't worked a lot with the legs yet. So let's bend the left knee, straighten the right leg, power that thigh back and the heel downward. Once you charge into that leg, swap sides, bending the right knee, straightening the left leg, recharging those calf muscles. And do it a couple more times to each side, stretching out the calves and hamstrings. And then let's walk the hands back towards the feet today. Let your heels land, let your upper body fold. Nodding your head one way or the other. Yin or yang approach, yogi's choice. And affirming here, nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back. But what if you are holding yourself back by not letting something go? We have to let go in order to create room and space and opportunities for something new to come in, something better to come in. It's not easy, and it can be scary. Let this practice empower you to trust and surrender. On your next inhale, sweep the arms to your sides and up. Gaze up. Exhale, swan dive back down to Uttanasana. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale. Root down to rise. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Again, inhaling up. And then exhale, bring hands home to the heart. All right, from here, we're going to move it on down the mat. So lift the arms back up. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands down your mat. Take plank. Sink the left knee to the floor. Elevate the right foot and the right hand, taking a modified side plank. Now, if you want to catch that right foot behind you, you can add in a quad stretch. Now let's come back to table. Curl the toes, lift to plank. Take a couple breaths here to build some strength. Lower the right knee, lift the left limbs. Maybe catch that foot. Maybe add in the quad stretch. The quad stretch is with the stomach meridian. Things that stress us out. And then come back down to table. When you come down to table, rock the hips forward, take upward facing dog. And then exhale, press back into extended child's pose. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, child's pose. One more. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, child's pose. Now surrender, let go in child's. Meaning your elbows dip to the floor, so does your brow. Just letting go of the physical activity, basically just forming this shape. Mimicking a rock. Affirming, I release from all outer involvements into my own inner haven of peace. Into my own inner haven of divine guidance. So something that you can do when you have quieter moments alone, if you're facing a choice, if you're facing these thoughts and these promptings of releasing something so that you can invite something else in, if you want to get really clear about it, in those quieter moments, you can call in your angels, you can call in your spirit guides, you can say prayer, you can sit in meditation, remembering that when we ask, we shall receive. When we knock on a door, that door shall be open. And sometimes that's what we're having to do to be proactive, is just ask for guidance, ask for clarity. Seek and find the answers within. On your next in-breath, rock up to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels high.
Exhale, pump the heels low. 2 more. This is good for draining the lymphatic tissues in the lower body. Just pumping up and pressing down. Then we're going to bring that left knee and shin to the top of the mat for pigeon. And if you need deer pose or eye of the needle pose to modify, you can swap your positioning for that. And this is another pose where we're being asked to surrender. Surrender effort, be at ease, and to allow the passivity to bring you more flexibility. I highly suggest a longer exhalation. The next inhalation, slowly start to lift. When you start to lift, slide your left knee to center. Drive your right knee in behind it. And sit back down. From here, we're going to fold over the lap. You can use your arms as your brace, as your shield, or if your body allows, you can go lower. Oh, just what's showing up here. So there's a girl at Unity who, she's a lovely person. And I've gotten to know her pretty good. And she's told me she left a toxic relationship like over a year ago. And of course, all through this pandemic, her ex is trying to win her back, trying to talk her up. And she doesn't want him back. She's in a good place right now. Life is going well for her. And she's tried to sever the cord. She's tried to cut him off. And he keeps showing back up. So she came into the workshop today and she said, my right hip has been giving me so much trouble. She said, I've been making sure that I wear pants so that I can carry a quartz crystal specifically in a pocket on the right side. And I'm asking the crystal to help me to clear this. And I said, you do know that, the second chakra is about relationships. And because he's male, because it's a guy, he's showing up on your right masculine side. And she was like, oh, yeah, I know. And so she's trying to figure out how to get this pain out of her hip. And it's all embedded in this circumstance, in this past relationship. Your next inhale, let's slowly start to come up. Now, when you come up, we're going to separate the feet, bring the feet together, Padayukanasana, and we're going to fold. If you want to be more active, the feet are closer to you and your spine is more neutral, straight. If you want to be yin-like, make a diamond with your legs and you can round. It's going to have a different effect on your body. Just depends on what you're looking for, what you need. Inhale, slowly back up. All right, when you back up, we're going to shift the right foot on over. The knee is still angled off to the side so that we can switch to pigeon on this side. Remember, the hips are square for this unless you need an alternate position. Fold over. Move into that mode of trust and surrender. And if you need a mantra or a motto to repeat in your mind, you can repeat that. Trust, I surrender. Trust your future self. Trust your higher self. Trust the universe is being proactive in your favor. It's a common statement we hear a lot: let go, let God. And that's part of trusting and surrendering. Inhale, we'll start to uplift. We'll walk the right knee to face the front, scoop that left knee underneath that. Sit back, and then fold. Gomukhasana legs. Inhale, slowly coming up. We're going to lean back into the hands. We're going to separate the feet. Inhale, come through to cow. Exhale to cat stretch. Continue. Inhale, come up. Slide your feet in. Give yourself a boost up to squat. From squat, we're going to change it to bear. Feet turn in. Elbows rest to the knees. Torso is parallel to the ground. Inhale, slowly come up to stand. Draw the feet together. Stack and stand on your right leg and lift and hold your left knee. Padangusthasana. Balance and breathe. And then open the hip. Maybe slide your hand to your foot. You can also bring it to the calf if you don't want to bring it to the thigh. And lift the arms up towards the sky. Free up your breath. And release. We'll swap sides, standing and stacking on the left. Cupping a hold of the right knee, Padangusthasana A. Open to B. And when you're ready, move it to tree. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to step the feet wide on the mat. If you need blocks to come under your hands, you can invite them in. We're going to send the arms to the sides, and we're going to fold. We're We're just gonna let the head hang initially. Plug the feet into the floor, lift through your knees. Walk your hands out. Inhale, twist to one side. Continue to breathe. Lower that hand and twist off to the other side. Release that hand down and just safely come back to the floor. Straighten out your legs. Straighten out your arms, but then flip your palms open. Scoop the belly in so you're puffing into your kidney region, and you're slowly going to roll it back. One vertebra at a time. And then once you roll down to your back, bend your knees. We're going to do a modified fish. So sail the arms straight up towards the ceiling. Glide your upper arms down alongside your ribs. Push through your elbows to lift the cavity of the chest and to scoot the shoulders and tuck them under the body. So you have a chest lift and you have a slight opening in your throat. If you want the full fish, keep your arms as is. Extend your legs. Point your toes. And then keep pressing through the arms to lift the chest higher and take your head back more. Exhale, release. Grip a hold of your knees, hug them in. Splay the arms, let your knees roll to the left. So I don't know about you, but the last couple of weeks, I feel like I've been trapped in my head. And it's only when I'm on my mat that I finally get more in my body. So if you've been swimming around in your head, really feel your body. Breathe in an optimal way so that you can be more centered in your heart. Let's let go of the noise in the brain. Inhale, knees to center. And then just go ahead and let them roll off to the right. Roll the knees to center. And separate them to tree frog. Now I'm going to invite you to take reclined butterfly, but you may need props. So you could use blocks or toss pillows. You could use a blanket. I'm grabbing a bolster. Settle in for Shavasana. I don't know if you remember the first time you took yoga in Shavasana, but the first time I did, I didn't know what Shavasana was. I didn't know what we were supposed to do. And so I laid there, and as soon as I started to get relaxed, I jumped up because I was afraid I was like falling asleep or something. So just recall your first few Shavasanas and how you may have felt unsure about what to do with your body, what to do with your mind, what to do with your breath, what to do with your thoughts. And then eventually, with more and more practice, you discovered how lovely Shavasana was and how that was a little bit of a sweet reward at the end of your practice. You may have discovered that it took Shavasana for the noise in the mind to finally, settle and calm down. It may have been in a Shavasana that you received some insight, an answer that you had been looking for. Maybe something became clear. So during this time frame at the end of the practice, move into that mode of trust and surrender. Breathe your way to a calmer, more peaceful state of being. You've been doing, now drop into being. And take a deep breath in and out through your nose. Begin to activate some movement in your hands and feet. Pause the video if you need longer rest time. Otherwise, join me in a formal seat. Bring your palms together. Month of May is about change. We're ending this month with an eclipse, a lunar eclipse, and then a solar eclipse is coming in June. Usually eclipses bring about some change. So be very aware and notice if there's anything you need to release and let go of. And it may be opening up room and space for something exciting and new. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.